Beneath the leaves where shadows dance, a humble creature takes its stance. Weedle small with a pointed nose, in the forest heart it grows. Its body clad in earthy hue, with shining eyes of morning dew. A worm so slight, a life so frail, yet brave adventures blazed its trail. Upon its head the stinger gleams, a tawny night of wonder dreams. No roars to boast, no wings to soar, yet steadfast strides from forest floor. Each leaf it nibbles, each step it takes, a promise of the change it makes. A cocoon awaits a sleeping spell, to shatter soon and break its shell.
Hello, Pokemon trainers, and welcome back to episode 13 of Team Yap, the Pokemon podcast. The Pokemon podcast. I am your co-host, Emily Brewer, and I am joined by
your other co-host, Chris Levelette.
And today we have a very special episode for you. Today is, believe it or not, the Weedle episode. I bet you never expected us to do that. And why is it the Weedle episode, Chris?
Because it's episode 13, and number 13 in the Pokedex is who?
Mr. Weedle himself. So you know what? We figured...
Celebrate the little dude.
Screw it. He's cute. Let's, he's not a typical Pokemon. There are certain Pokemon, like Lucario, or Pikachu, or whatever, or Dragonite, like people are obsessed with.
Yeah,
Charizard.
The super cool ones that a lot of people, or mostly kids that know about Pokemon, you'll go and say, what's your favorite Pokemon? You'll get one of 4 answers.
Exactly. And if you look them up, there's all sorts of fan art, there's all sorts of lore, there's all sorts of appearances in the animes, in the games. So
yeah, the cool ones get all the love.
Exactly. So we are going to show some love to an underrated Pokemon, Weedle, who is very cute, in fact,
and has some pretty cool stuff behind it.
There's some interesting lore about the Weedle. So the Weedle,
the Weedle,
with a capital T and a capital W. So before we get into all of that fun stuff, though, this is Team Yap, and we need to get some yapping in.
Gotta do the yap.
Yeah. So, Chris, we've got, I think with our yapping today, most of it is Pokemon Go related. There's been a lot going on in Pokemon Go. But, anyways, why don't we start with, the Wild Area event? I think that was the big one.
The Wild Area event. Yeah. That was the big one, which we didn't really get to do anything for.
Yes. I would have, so usually with big events like this, if I don't have anything else going on, I will play for the full time, both days, yep. Which I think this time was, the time range for this event was actually extended a little bit more than events usually are, because events usually end around 5. This event ended at 6:15 both days, which was odd. But what happened with that was, so the general idea of the Wild Area event, for those who don't know, was featuring mighty Pokemon. So typically in the wild, if you would see, if you're lower level and you haven't powered up a lot of Pokemon, if you saw a Pokemon in the wild with 3 question marks instead of CP numbers for CP, you know that Pokemon has a higher CP than any Pokemon you already have in your collection. Now, the gimmick for this event was there were specific mighty Pokemon spawning, and they had 3 exclamation points for their CP instead of numbers. And I should have looked up the percentage, but there was a 1 in, they were all 3, guaranteed to be 3 stars. And your chance to get a hundo of a mighty Pokemon was super high, to the point where I actually got 3 hundos.
Wow.
During this event. And so I think your shiny rates were actually boosted as well, though I did not see.
Even without the ticket?
Potentially, I don't actually know. I think with the ticket, your shiny chances were boosted. That being said, I had the ticket. I didn't see a single shiny mighty Pokemon. I did get quite a few shiny, just event Pokemon that were spawning, but I was, on Facebook and, Discord a little bit, mostly Facebook, because I'm in a bunch of Pokemon Go groups. I was seeing people left and right getting shiny mighties, and I was really jealous. But I was happy with what I got. The fact that I got 3 hundos is actually like incredible. And the CP was really, really high. So this was a good event. Like if you're trying to, one of the level up challenges, I don't remember which one, is you have to power up a certain amount of Pokemon to their max CP. This was a great opportunity for you to get like already almost all the way there with some of the Pokemon, so you don't have to use as many candies and as much Stardust to get to the top. But yeah, so you weren't really able to play that much?
I didn't get a whole lot of time in, and I mean, with that, I still was able to see. I encountered one mighty Pokemon. I could not catch that. It was a mighty Toxapex. And yeah, I saw it at first. I'm like, what? I didn't fully know what was going on. I hadn't had all the information on this event. And so when I see a Toxapex with 3 exclamation marks next to its CP, I'm like, did my game break? What's happening? I couldn't catch it, though. Like, they are insanely hard to catch.
That was the thing as well. Like,
that's why they want you to have those Go Safari balls.
Yes. If you bought the ticket, I think, was $12, something like that. So I had purchased the ticket like way in advance because when it comes to events like that, I buy the ticket not knowing if when the time comes around, I'll even be able to play, because the hope is that I'll get to play.
Yeah.
But with the ticket, so without the ticket, you did get, I think, like 1 Safari Ball or something from Time Research.
Yeah, there was like a timed research that could give, I think it was more than 1.
A couple, but not a lot.
It wasn't even 10.
And there was a really small chance that you could get Safari Balls from spinning Pokestops, but that was a super small chance. With the ticket, every hour on both days, you got 10, I believe, Safari Balls.
Damn.
So by the end of day 1, I ended up with like so many extras. So actually what I did was I didn't want those to go to waste, because what the Safari Ball does is makes it much easier to catch the mighty Pokemon, but also Pokemon in raids, so legendary Pokemon, and just any Pokemon in general.
There is a caveat.
What's the caveat?
Which, I mean, doesn't matter for everyone, of course, but like for me, you cannot transfer Pokemon in a Go Safari Ball.
Oh,
so
like
they are stuck. Well, you could like transfer, get candy out
but
of them,
not into Pokemon
not into
home.
Not into home in other games.
Fascinating. That is an interesting. I did not know about that. Luckily, I don't do that.
Right, and that's why I'm like, for some people it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Like most people around, like our friends and all that, not going to matter much.
Right.
For like me personally,
and you want it if you wanted it in a different game. That's weird. I wonder if it has like to do with like coding or something.
Are there Safari Balls already? Like, have Safari Balls already been a thing in Go?
No, I think I can't say that for sure because of my hiatus from the game.
Fair.
But while I've been playing, there has not been Safari Balls. But they do, I think, they did say 2024 on them, I think. So that is something that I am not positive about.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, if they went out of their way to make the Go Safari Ball. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for a lot of people.
No, but for some people, I mean, that's really important. Like, especially with shinies, you like to transfer your shinies into your mainline games, because then you can actually, like, play with them. Interesting. So I didn't know that. Luckily, it doesn't really affect me that much, but I did get spoiled with being able to catch raid Pokemon with them, because you'd toss one. Excuse me, you don't even need to use a golden berry, and it would be caught on the first
Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind in some cases having easier time if I'm like, I'm probably not going to I mean, let's be real, I'm probably not going to transfer a lot of my stuff and go to my games and bother with it. But like, particular time very recently, I would have liked me a Go Safari Ball or just a higher catch rate, a Genesect. There was a remote raid, or a raid that I joined in on.
The other night.
Yeah, this was the other night. I was invited
Did it run
remotely.
from you?
I couldn't catch it. I missed so many.
But you caught the one earlier in the day.
I'd caught the one we did earlier that day.
Okay. At least you have one of that drive.
I have a couple of. I have a couple of Genesects.
But that is so frustrating. Like the other day, I joined a remote Groudon raid. There was a bunch of people in it. We got it, no problem. I couldn't catch it. It ran away. It's literally like, especially when you join remotely, I join remotely. When you're paying that extra money or using that, for me, it's paying the extra money. For you, it's
almost double the coins for the remote pass.
You've saved up those coins from putting your Pokemon in gyms for however long, and then for it to be pointless is really like, it makes me hate Niantic, to be honest with you. Like,
Well, that doesn't as much as the crashing bit, because
oh yeah.
when it crashes and takes my pass, I know you can contact support. Shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to. There should be something in there that can see.
There should be something that
sense
sees like
that
how
has
long.
happened.
There should be something that sees how long like you're connected to the raid. Okay, you've been connected through the lobby. Your game crashed out, like, and you weren't brought to the Pokemon catching
Here's your
screen.
pass
Here's
back.
your pass back, like something like.
They'll never do that because they're so money hungry.
Well, yeah.
But that is very annoying. So yeah, I don't know. I got some shinies that I was hoping for. Like I got 2 more Bulbasaurs, so now I finally have 3 of those.
Yes.
That has been a goal of mine for a while since missing Bulbasaur Community Day.
I don't think I got any shinies throughout the wild area thing.
My buddy that I was back home during this event, and I was with one of my childhood friends, and he was playing with me. He did not have the ticket, but he did get a shiny Shinx, which is coincidentally the one Pokemon that he has been wanting for forever.
Well, damn.
So he lucked out on that one, but it definitely was boosted with a ticket. Some people more than others, I'd say. Like I said, looking on Facebook, seeing people that got like 60 shinies on Saturday was like, are you friggin' kidding me? Like for real?
Universe playing a joke on me.
Yeah, seriously. But like I said, I didn't get a chance to play as much as I wanted to.
Right.
Anyways, that was fun. I hope they do it again. Like something that was unique.
I like that, and the like, because I know it was centered around Toxel, so that's why they picked that. But I like the if we want to if they theme it around like a couple of types.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I really liked that.
Yep. And then, yeah, we don't have this on our list, but they did announce the Go Tour for Unova.
Oh, they did.
That's black and white, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
And right now they have the Dual Destinies thing going on, so that would
yes.
make sense.
Yep. So I believe that's February.
Okay.
So that's coming right up. So I'm looking forward to that. I did say at some point I want to go to an in-person Go Tour. I asked my partner, I was like, do you want to go to LA or
Staff trip.
someplace in Asia? Yes, a staff trip. That'd be epic. And he was like, no. It's like, well, what about when it comes back to NYC? And he's like, okay, maybe. NYC is definitely
You're bringing me
more
to
doable.
that one too.
I totally will, because NYC, you can do, it's close enough. Like,
Live Yap.
oh my God. Yes. Bring a camera.
Stay tuned.
Dude,
Next New York Go Tour.
Make Jordan hold the camera. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Yes. Stay tuned. This will be in the works.
Not you, Jordan. You're safe. Don't worry.
Different Jordan. So yeah, I think that would be fun. And there's always, of course, the like in-person exclusives.
Right.
But yeah, so that's in February, I believe, if I am not incorrect. But anyways, what is this Shiny Rayquaza event?
So I still didn't look too much more into it, unfortunately, but I know I think it's Japan exclusive stuff, and it might only be rumors right now. I don't know if anything's actually come out. I know there is a Shiny Rayquaza that is getting like prominence in the anime.
Okay.
And so I think it's something to do with that. There is some stuff coming down the pipeline for like, I believe there is going to be a Terra Raid thing in Scarlet and Violet at some point. Again, I don't know if it's Japan exclusive or not. But there is going to be, I'm actually going to quickly try and look it up. There is, I know, going to be a 5-star Terra Raid Shiny Rayquaza in Scarlet Violet. Like you'll be able to catch it.
Now, is it like guaranteed Shiny Rayquaza or?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Neat. I was just thinking about this the other day. I've not touched my Switch in a while. I've just been like doing other stuff. But then every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I miss playing Arceus. I never miss playing Violet though.
That's fair.
You know,
Like I love them, and I've probably said this on the podcast. Like, if it weren't for the issues, it would be probably my favorite Pokemon game for the story. But the issues,
yeah, the story was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the story, especially like with the professor.
yeah, and
That was super cool.
And I loved like the group of friends that you made
Yes.
along the way,
Yeah.
and that you had at the very end there. That was very Xenoblade-y for me, and a lot of people have made that comparison. And I love Xenoblade.
Interesting.
So
I also liked the kind of like freedom in what you wanted to do, like between the Titan battles.
Level scaling makes it a little, but
Yeah. You kind of like, I mean, there's specific areas that you're supposed to go to.
Yeah.
But you can kind of have the freedom of like, oh, I don't feel like doing a team star battle right now. I'll go do the Titan.
Exactly.
Which is kind of nice.
Gyms keep you in check a little bit so that you can like do them, and so you can keep your like Pokemon under like they'll still obey you at certain levels. Actually, never mind, because they changed that because because now I think it's ever since X and Y, it's only traded Pokemon will disobey you.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's either like since X and Y or since Sun and Moon.
I wonder why they made that change.
I don't know. Maybe just a thing of
I
like
kind of liked that.
Kids are over-leveling their Pokemon, be super cool and all that, and they're all getting mad about them not listening to them, so we'll just take that out. I don't know. That's the only thing I
liked that feature, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it keeps you in check a little bit, so like you don't, so that you don't run out.
You can't just destroy the next gym leader you go to with like a team of a bunch of level 75 Pokemon or something.
But then like on the other hand, it's like, what if that's what I want?
That's true. This is true.
Yes, sorry, I did look this up, and on the Pokemon website, so Shiny Rayquaza appears in a Terra Raid battle event, will be appearing in Pokemon Scarlet Violet Terra Raid battle event from Thursday the 19th.
Okay.
At 4 p.m. to Sunday, January 5th.
Interesting. I will have to log on and try my hand at that because I would like a Shiny Rayquaza.
Yeah.
I don't like, that's one of those things I never like really got into is like, because I wasn't playing Violet a lot, the Terra Raid events, I just like ignore.
Yeah, I get you. I tried to keep an eye out for like when they were starting to do the Hisuian stuff because they were putting out the Hisuian like starters with a differing type. I feel like they were also running. Yeah, they were running like the regular starters, like their regular versions in raids. I think their Terra type was their like whatever their new type was.
That's cool.
I could be wrong. No, I am wrong because Decidueye was flying type.
I see.
But I know they ran like the originals, and then later on they ran the Hisuian.
Cool. Yeah, I one of these days I'll get back into the Switch. It's too close to the holidays right now. I'm busy buying presents, making presents, doing all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Once that is done with, because like it is forever my goal to perfect the decks in Arceus, and I would love to do that before Legends ZA comes out. I don't think that's gonna happen because of course when Legends ZA comes out, that's gonna be the game that I want to play.
Of course.
So I don't think I will totally abandon Arceus because I think that will be a nice one if I just want to like casually kind of like do some mindless like dex completion stuff or shiny hunting.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to Legends ZA. But anyways, let's keep it moving here because we got to get to the star of the show.
Get some TCG Pocket updates. You started playing?
I did start playing TCG Pocket, and I started playing and then I forgot about it. And then I've yesterday I was on it a little bit. And then today, of course, I'll probably hop on and open a pack. But I started playing with, I started actually playing the game too. Kind of similar to you, was just doing mostly the bots.
Yeah.
I did do one versus a real person because there was some sort of an event going on and I wanted like the emblem coin or whatever the fuck it was. And then I was like, this is so slow.
Because you got to wait for them to make their turn, and
I could not stand it. I was like,
really sucks when you're playing a card game and you know exactly what you're going to do next.
Totally.
They're still working on it.
I'm like laying in bed. Like I don't have like a TV with me. Like I don't have anything else to like keep myself company. I'm like playing this fucking game and I'm just stuck there with it on my screen. And I'm like, this was a mistake. I think if I was like doing something else at the same time, like listening to a podcast or like, it would be less, but I like that the pace is
the bots
reasonable.
Keep it going.
So I've been enjoying that. It's kind of something to do, like if I'm bored, to just pop open the game and play a little bit. But I also like the collecting aspect of it. I will say it does not fully satisfy my need to open Pokemon card packs.
Not at all.
Like in real life.
Because I was like, yeah, this game will be great, and I'll get 2 packs a day. That'll be a cool little. No, because I find myself just wanting more of my hourglasses to refill, so I can,
Exactly.
But it is still nice every time, like when.
Oh yeah, you get the
if you're
little
like not paying
notification.
attention and you've been going for a few hours doing something else, and then I can open a pack right now. Take a little break.
I think it's more satisfying when you get like a full art or a cool card, but then when you open a pack that you've been waiting 12 hours for and it's shit.
Nothing.
Like that's where the like itch to like spend money or like want more comes in. And that's on purpose for sure.
And of course it's like knowing what can show up and all that. Have you ever so I noticed you flipped the pack backwards.
Yes.
Because it was yesterday we popped open the game and we both opened packs for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And she flipped the pack backwards before is that like a thing you do for yourself normally, or?
Yes, because it's like
It's your ritual.
When I first started the game, I would scroll until I saw one that was already flipped over and then pick that one. And then I kind of got used to like not like seeing the card and then having it flip over, which I kind of like.
It does let you have to click twice for each card to go by then, so it's like a little bit more interaction.
And it's a little bit more like, ooh, what is it going to be? Because you don't automatically see the next one.
Right.
But sometimes I won't, like sometimes I'll forget to do it. And so like, it's just kind of like a fun thing. But I don't know. I've gotten a couple cool full arts. I think, again, like I said, it does not hit the same as buying a pack in real life and opening it and having those in your hand. That being said, I have way too many Pokemon cards that I don't know what to do with.
Agreed.
So I have been limiting myself. I did buy a couple of what was the newest one? The Crown.
Stellar Crown.
Stellar Crown. I got a really cool.
Actually, there is a new set after that, Surging Sparks. I don't know if you picked
No, it was the Crown one. I got a really cool Crabdominable full art. Oh, so
beautiful
cool.
Card.
Super cool. He's like in a snowstorm. You can barely see him. It's like a really cool holo, like amazing card. That does not hit the same online on TCG Pocket.
Even when you get the good cards, it's like, oh, this is really cool. Like the closest you'll get is when you get an immersive. I pulled a second immersive Mewtwo.
Nice. Dude, I've been seeing some people talk about an immersive Mew. Is that new?
So I know there is a secret Mew card. I don't know if it's immersive. I don't remember. There's a secret mission for getting one of every card of a Kanto Pokemon. So all 150, all 150 besides me, all 150. So excluding Mew.
Yep.
I believe, because I don't think there's another Mew card in the game. I could be wrong. But yes, there is a secret mission. Get the original 151 or 150, whatever it's going to be, because I assume it would just include that Mew that you get.
Yep.
You get a full art Mew card.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I get a lot of TCG Pocket live streams on my TikTok. And I've seen a bunch of people talking about that. But yeah, I don't know. I think, comparing it to like that other app that they have with the promo codes in the packs that you get it there, not even close. Not even close.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of I can't think of exactly what they were called, but there was a version of how you could play Magic online, and then they came out with a much better MTG Arena or something like that. The difference between the two was like night and day, and that's the same thing with these Pokemon apps. So I've been enjoying it. You know what? Let's open a pack, because I know I can open a pack.
Well, lucky you. I could do a wonder pick, but
we'll see what we can get here. I'm such a Pokemon Go nerd that I was playing Pokemon Sleep for a period of time. I haven't touched that game in months. I think it's kind of similar with this one, where I can only be focused on one. And so Pokemon Go is that one for me.
I get you. Pokemon Go is definitely my main mobile game. I have a couple that I just have on my phone because occasionally, like, I keep getting and then deleting this One Piece one, literally just because I need more One Piece fix. Like the show's on hiatus. It's running. They're running a special like remastered of a previous arc. So, and the live action isn't going.
What is the app? Like, is it a game?
One Piece Treasure Cruise. It's one of the there's two of them. There's Treasure Cruise and another one I'm forgetting the name of that I think is a bit more popular, a bit more current.
Okay.
And that's like a 3D action battling kind of thing. And like, I can't do that on my phone. So
gotcha.
Treasure Cruise is more like a Dokkan Battle style game, kind of just click, pull your characters, tap, kind of.
That's fun.
Kind of like a very idle thing almost, sort of. But yeah, Dokkan, that's another one, Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z. I do actively play that a bit more. I have
gotcha.
Ever.
Yeah, so
that's it for me on Pocket.
Me too.
I ain't got much.
Let's really quickly, we have a couple more Pokemon Go events. We have the current one, Not My Cup of Tea, going on.
Yep, with Sinistea.
Pretty exciting. Other than the fact that nobody I know has gotten the antique form Sinistea
No antiques yet.
And
I today found out about the difference in like how you evolve it, in that the antique one takes 400 candies
compared to 50 for the phony form.
Good Lord.
Which is intense. I do have a lot, like if I do get an antique form that is good stats, I will use rare candies to evolve it. Because I have enough to do that.
Yeah.
But
I'll give it like
I've done a bunch of raids. Not once have I gotten an antique one. And
yeah, no, same. I've gotten both of the Sinistea from like the researches. Neither of them were antique. Yeah, all of my stuff has been phony.
What was I just going to look at? Oh, I was going to see how many rare candies I have. Let's see. I have 1,800 rare candies. So I can spare some. I am saving those, mostly saving those for, like I was talking about, the level up challenge of getting Pokemon to their, I think it's like 10 Pokemon or something like that, to their max CP. That's what I've been saving those candies for, because, a lot of people will do it with legendaries, and they'll raid a bunch of like the same legendaries so they can get they can get the XL candies. Because once you get to that certain threshold, then you have to use XL candies to max them. So we'll see, but I would be willing to use it on an antique Sinistea, even though like I feel like I should probably wait for when they release shinies.
Because I wonder
who knows?
Because I wonder how rare antique is if you want a shiny.
Oh God!
If antique is as rare as it is in the game, which I doubt it's as rare as it is in the main games.
I don't know if they actually released like what the actual percentage is. I think they just said like, if you're lucky, their favorite phrase to use.
Yeah. Although, but I do know in the main games, I think antique form is 1% or less than 1%.
It's crazy,
something like that.
Well, and there's that's like with the mousehold, like the family of 3, like the percent of that in the main games is really low too.
Yep. So like I think I heard a story once of somebody's antique Sinistea or Poltegeist or something in an online competition getting disqualified or something because it was presumed fake.
Oh.
But the game was reading it correctly. Just because of how rare it is.
Presumed fake? Like hacked?
I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember hearing about someone having like, they had a shiny antique Sinistea, Poltegeist, something, because they were using it in an online competition. It was, I don't know if it was VGC or if it was some like third-party tournament, something like that. Third-party tournaments don't really exist. Nintendo crushes them. But I feel I heard something about at least some instance of a Pokemon being so incredibly rare but legitimate that it was
so interesting,
or that it was initially like presumed fake and got cleared up or something like that.
If that was me and that happened to me and I had this super ultra rare Pokemon that I spent probably like days of my life hunting for, I would be so pissed. But I can understand the confusion, because if it is like, I mean, already having the 1% chance and then having it be shiny on top of that is like extreme odds. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It's something that I have not been able to test very much. I did go on one walk during this event, is increased shiny odds for Pokemon attracted to incense during this event. Didn't see a single shiny on my incense during my walk, but
I haven't gotten a shiny since I think a shiny Pineco that I found randomly when I was here at the office.
See, some of the Pokemon that are attracted to the incense are Miltank and Spritzy or Spiritsy, whatever the fuck you call it. I would love shinies of both of those. A blue Miltank and a purple Spritzy. That would be awesome.
Did I tell you I have a shiny?
Yes, I know.
Spritzy?
I do know. Yes, I do. I've never forgotten that.
I wasn't sure. I just had to make sure to remind you.
It's a really nice purple.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be cool.
And I kind of want to evolve it into Aromatisse, but it's so ugly.
I know, Aromatisse is kind of gross.
I love the colors, but Aromatisse.
Mm-hmm. No, Spritzy's cute. I would keep it that way. Unless you got
Slurpuff.
two. Say that again?
I want a shiny Slurpuff. That's what I want.
Ooh, yeah.
Cake.
Yes.
Or chocolate ice cream.
That's
cake.
like my little Dedenne that you gave me, my little chocolate mouse. I like him. He's cute. Also coming down the pipe is a dragon type field research day, which is December 7th. Looking forward to that because that is the last badge that I need, catch badge that I need is dragon type. Let's see how many I need. That's cool too because shiny rates are boosted and they're featuring some pretty cool.
Are we maybe getting shiny Frigibax? Is that the first one?
Ooh.
Well, I'm hoping we are. That's what I'm saying because it's a dragon type thing. I'm thinking maybe could they debut it?
Interesting. I don't know. Let's see the news because they have announced it. I don't know.
Because it's Frigibax, Arctibax, Baxcalibur.
Yes. So it looks like the featured Pokemon are Horsey, Trapinch, Swablu, and Skrelp. So I am pleased about that because the only shiny I have of any of those is a shiny Horsey.
I also have a shiny Seadra. I would love shiny Skrelp, shiny Swablu.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny Swablu I actually managed to find in Scarlet Violet completely randomly. I was going around lake, whatever the big lake. There's something in the vents.
Oh my God, that's so loud. It's way louder than usual.
Whatever the big lake is in Scarlet Violet, where you find or where you fight the spoilers, the Titan Dondozo.
Yep.
I forget. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of that lake. It was at that lake island in like the middle of it. There's a swarm of like 5 Swablu and
one was
an
golden.
And an Altaria that spawned, and then I saw one of the Swablu was like,
that's awesome. I've gotten a couple shinies that way in the groups. Those are the best.
I think that's the only one I've gotten like that.
I'm interested in, so I'm excited for this event, but again, this is one of the ones where it's super short, like it's only 3 hours, 2 to 5. So you have to be in a place that has a bunch of Pokestops because I think it is the deal where it's, it's one and done. It's not like they were reset on the hour like a tour day. Mm-hmm. And so I will actually be on vacation that day.
That's right. I was literally about to ask. So what are you doing on the set? I know what you're doing.
These last couple of events, I've just been gone. It kind of sucks, but I am hoping to.
You just hate us. It's crazy.
I know. You guys suck. So I am hoping to be able to play, but probably won't get to do it as much as possible. But then the other thing that's coming up is Necrozma Fusion Raid Day.
Yes. I'd like to actually get one of the fusions through doing that.
This I'm like kind of annoyed by because I spent so much fucking money
during the actual like thing.
What was that for?
I have no idea. I do not remember.
For the first time since Pokemon Go Fest 2024. So Pokemon Go Fest 2024. I spent so much money on remote raids because they removed the limit, and I wanted to get enough.
Oh well, that
so that I could fuse twice, or could fuse both twice. I don't know why I decided to do that. That was
Shinies?
like not necessarily shinies, and I've only fused one. I feel like, but I guess this will be my chance to get a good stat shiny because I only got one shiny that was actually like good stats. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The dragon one, I need 220 dragon more dragon Pokemon to get the platinum badge for that. And then I'll have all platinums for the catch badges. So this is a perfect event for that.
3 hours of quick catch and you'll get that, no problem.
Exactly. And then December, we've got Community Day, the community day that...
Do we know what it is yet?
December is always all of the community days from the past year. So if you missed any...
So we've got... I don't even know what we had for this past year. What was it? Mankey. I think we had Froakie this year.
Poplio. Litten.
Oh, did we just have all 3 of the... We probably had all 3 of
Yep. Who else? We had a Goomy.
Right.
So I don't think I missed any of them this year. There was a Bag-On, however you want to say that, our community day. There's Bellsprout.
I must have missed that one. I don't recall.
Bounsweet.
Bounsweet, yep.
Cyndaquil.
Yep. That one I remember I didn't get to play much probably because I only have a couple.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was Beldum, but I think that was a classic. So I don't think any community day classics.
So classics they don't rerun?
I don't believe so, but don't quote me on that.
I just look up shiny and then number.
So yeah.
Oh, there was Grubbin.
Yep. I think I missed that, but I already had.
It was a very well, you got Goomy, but I was gonna say like with the 3 starters and Grubbin, a very Gen 7 community day year.
Oh, there's Ponyta.
Was Fennekin this year?
Nope.
There was a Ponyta community?
Yeah, we did that together. Remember?
Oh,
Four of
that's
us.
right. That's right. Because, yes, I was thinking only regular Pony. I completely forgot about Galarian.
Jesus, I'm so sorry. So sorry, listeners.
Listeners, I am now your only host for the Team Yap podcast.
What was I about to say? I know Fennekin was not this year because I have a shiny Delphox that has been in a gym for 438 days.
That'll do it.
And that was a community day. Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. And community days are introducing the shiny. So, well, there must have been a Bronzor community day with how many I have.
Oh, my God. Screw that guy. If they ever do a community day of one of those,
I'm never clicking on
count
another
your days,
Bronzor
Niantic. So, yeah, we are...
I think that about
covers it. So we are going to quickly do a Synesty raid, and
What are you talking about? We're professionals here.
We are professionals.
We sit and we do our podcast.
We do not play.
We do not play Pokemon Go during our podcast about Pokemon.
Let's invite Jordan. Okay. Yeah. So that was a long yap sesh.
And we're still not done.
And we're not done because you know what? It's Weedle time.
It's Weedle time. I was almost going to bring up the Sawaddle Community Day and try to have that be like a through line.
I forgot that was one of the community days, and that one I didn't get to play too much, but I got enough. So I'm fine with that.
Nice. I think I did at least I got a couple.
Alrighty. So.
But so shall we?
Oh, she's gone.
Yap about our boy Weedle. Oh, no.
Don't ready up in case she wants to come back.
Yeah.
Let's yap about Weedle. So, do you want to... I guess I will start, and I'll read this paragraph about the biology of a Weedle. And then...
Oh, boy.
I know, riveting stuff. And then we can talk
excited.
about... Me too. Then we can talk about the really cool thing, which has to do with Team Rocket. So...
Yeah.
Weedle, for those who don't know, is a larval insect Pokemon with a segmented body ranging in color from yellow to reddish-brown. Each segment of its body is a sphere. It has a bulbous red nose, 2 small black eyes on its face, and 2 spherical feet on each body segment. The combination of red and yellow in its color scheme creates a bright warning to predators that it is poisonous. Weedle has a conical 2-inch, 5-centimeter venomous stinger on its head and a barbed one on its tail. Weedle can retaliate against attackers and those who step on it with its strong toxin. It can distinguish its favorite kinds of leaves using its acute sense of smell. As a young bug-type Pokemon, its daily appetite for leaves matches its weight. Weedle can be found in temperate forests and usually hide in grass, bushes, and under the leaves they eat. Amazing that you can get a paragraph that big to describe a tiny little caterpillar Pokemon. I love it.
Well, I figure it's like I think there's some bits in there, like the leaves thing I know about a little bit, just because that's one of the Pokedex entries.
You know what that reminds me of is like the joke about people like trying to hit their word count on their essay. Where you could have just been like, it's a bug Pokemon with a red nose.
You could have used one word for that entire sentence.
Yeah. Another phony for me on this Sinisty.
Oh no! Well, I'm still catching mine. I mean, we're playing Pokemon Go.
We are playing Pokemon Go. I'm
sorry,
so
listeners.
sorry.
It moved left and right as I threw each ball, and I'm panicking.
Chris needs to focus, so I'm going to continue talking about Weedle.
So sorry.
So in the anime, multiple Weedle debuted in Challenge of the Samurai, where Ash was very close to catching one.
Yes. Okay. I did want to kind of talk
Okay.
about it's just the Sinisty as being a pain. If I could just actually land a Pokeball. So yes, Challenge of the Samurai. That was episode 4.
Like episode 4 period.
Of the
Damn.
anime. Yeah. That is episode 4 of the anime. Ash had just caught his Pidgeotto. I don't know if I would assume the episode prior.
Okay.
But at least the things that I read was saying like Pidgeotto was his newest caught Pokemon. And there's some things like if you go and look up on the internet, Ash catches Weedle or Ash catches a Weedle, whatever. Immediately there's stuff that's telling you, yeah, he caught a Weedle. It evolves into a Kakuna trying to save Ash, stuff like that. Nuh-uh, not at all.
Interesting.
He did not catch the Weedle. It got away. None of that ever happened.
That's so odd that information is out there.
So it's like, I don't remember how Caterpie evolves into Metapod, but I feel like it was like mid-battle, not saving Ash, because then I feel like that it could have been a thing of like, oh, somebody just confused it with Caterpie. No.
So interesting.
So you just putting out misinformation or just misremembering shit and putting it out there.
Fake news. Weedle fake news.
Weedle
right
fake
here.
news.
Dude, what the heck?
Stop the bug type fake news. Yeah, so
That's strange. That's really weird.
Ash almost could have had a Weedle, but
He blew it.
No, and then they couldn't they weren't going to give him a Weedle just because of how prominent it was in the anime for
Somebody else.
that's manga.
Oh.
So
What was it prominent in the anime for?
nobody in particular. It was just anytime they'd run into a forest and they needed some form of conflict or they need to get them out of there really
It
quickly.
was a Beedrill.
Whole bunch of Kakuna come down, they all evolve, swarm a Beedrill.
That is hilarious.
And that's always like the imagery. Anytime I think of Beedrill, first thing is the Kakuna come down from the trees. And then it's the tense scene of like, don't wake the Kakuna. And I find that very interesting too. It's like Kakuna seemingly don't evolve by, hardship in battle or anything. It's just like you spook them a little too much.
They get freaked out and they turn into a scary
and
bee.
suddenly you've got 3 spears pointed at your face.
That is hilarious. Yep. So interesting.
And so, I mean, yeah, this will be a little, it's the Weedle episode. There's going to be a little bit of like Kakuna Beedrill stuff, or at least certainly in my notes.
Yes. Which is, Chris is laughing at me because I just crossed out something on my notes. Is that why you're laughing at me?
Yes, because did I just like invalidate a whole part of your note section, or like what?
No, one was the biology paragraph that I read.
Oh, I got you. So you're
And the
just
other
marking
one
off
was the
where you've
anime.
been.
Yes.
Okay.
Chris is like, I just shut her down.
I just jump over her entire thing. Okay.
Fuck you, Chris. No, we're good.
Yeah, that was my thing on that. But it's like, cool. Ash could have had a Weedle.
I see why they didn't, because if they were going to use that gimmick of like run away from the scary bees, like makes sense that he wouldn't have one. So,
but you have a thing, and then I have another like kind of tack on after that.
Well, what is your tack on? Because
it's about episode 161.
Okay, go for it.
So that whole bit there with Ash trying to catch a Weedle, he does later on catch a Beedrill.
Okay.
As we get into the Johto League. Episode 161. They're on their way to
wow.
Ekrutik City. Yeah. They are on their way to Ekrutik City and they run into the bug catching contest.
Okay.
And so they play along and Ash catches a Beedrill. And during all of this, they run into a character who's been recurring for the Johto League, Casey.
Okay.
Who's, I guess, acting as a semi-rival to Ash in this season. From my reading of this one episode. So it at least based on the context of this episode, she's a recurring character.
Okay. Yep.
And Ash catches that Beedrill, and actually at the end of the bug catching contest, he gives it to Casey because she likes black and yellow Pokemon.
Oh,
Her whole outfit is like black and yellow. She's a baseball fan, I'm pretty sure.
that's cute.
And also, fun fact, marks the first and only time Ash ever gave away a Pokemon.
Fascinating.
Because in instances with like Charizard and his Gliscor later on, they were technically left with people, but for training.
Yeah. And it was always still his.
Exactly. Or in a case of like Butterfree, set it free into the wild.
Yep.
Or like Pidgeot.
Yep.
Set it free to protect the flock of, which by the way, just funny thing, they finally went back to Pidgeot right as Ash was, being phased out from the anime.
Interesting. Okay.
They actually did resolve that. I'm not going to say anything more on that in case anyone wants to go see that.
No
now
spoilers
and
here.
Have their hearts broken. They don't. I loved it just because I loved finally getting to see him go back to all of his Pokemon and all that. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Still haven't finished that segment of his final episodes, but yes, that was that for that little because that's how I wanted to follow in. He tried to catch a Weedle and then he did catch a Beedrill
And then he gave it away. Well, that was nice of him anyways, because clearly she probably would have treasured it more than he would.
Oh yeah, no, and I can't think of a time they would have had Ash using a Beedrill. It just feels odd. Also, just fun fact, that marks I don't know if it's the only time it's ever happened, just because error if people aren't thinking about it in writing. But Ash briefly had 7 Pokemon.
Oh,
when he had that Beedrill.
That's probably why he had to give it away.
It didn't go back to. I think it was just an error on their part.
They didn't even think about it.
Yeah, because he did have 6 Pokemon at the time, and it didn't go back to Professor Oak. Well, because in the anime, the balls would, or at least I saw when he caught his Krabby, I remember distinctly the ball. Didn't it just vanish? I don't remember. I think it just. I don't remember because it was something like he caught it and then he didn't understand what. Where's my Krabby?
Where'd it go?
And he calls Professor Oak, and he's like, "Oh,
I got it." Interesting. Yeah, that was probably oversight, but that's an interesting little Easter egg.
So I'm done with Ash and catching of those bugs.
Okay.
It's another fun anime thing, but
I think, did you say there's another fun anime?
there is another fun anime
Let's
thing.
keep going on the anime.
Okay, cool. Well, then in episode 56, so bringing it back now, Ash and the gang were traveling a little bit with this trainer Todd, who is a photographer for Pokemon Snap.
Yep.
And in one episode of the anime, they are in, I think it's Pokemon League Admissions Examination Center. It was basically the plot of the episode was hey, Ash, why don't you go take this exam thing instead of going around for all the gym badges and all that. Ash couldn't do it. And Todd is going up to a random trainer in the Pokemon Center or something and asks to photograph their Weedle. Oh. That Weedle, and I took I forgot to send it. Well, no, I sent it to myself on Slack. I could show you after.
Cool.
But that Weedle, there was an error in the animation, and it was green. Oh! Episode 56 of the anime came out before Gold Silver, both Japanese and American. And Gold and Silver introduced shiny Pokemon.
Yep.
Shiny Weedle is green. I don't know if it's probably not because of that episode because it's a different shade of green.
Yeah,
but,
it's like a weird kind of yellow green.
But in the episode, it was green like Caterpie.
Oh, I am so excited to see that picture. That's such a cool mistake.
Yeah.
So it's green. Oh, I bet he's cute.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering if it was a
rendering thing, or?
Well, no, I wonder if it was a new animator.
Oh,
like
didn't
that.
realize what color it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is that one, that Caterpie one, right? Yeah, coloring. I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah.
It worked back then for sure.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's a good segue into Weedle versus Caterpie.
yeah,
Which is pretty ironic. It's funny because those are the two caterpillar Pokemon in Kanto. Is there more than one Is there another caterpillar in Kanto?
That's it. Well, from Kanto, yeah.
From Kanto. And I think, I think Caterpie is often like cited as the like better one, like the cuter of the caterpillars.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, and I think that it's obviously true when it evolves because it evolves into a fucking butterfly versus Weedle, which evolves into a scary poisonous bee.
Yeah.
But I think I will say, I feel like this is like treasonous. I personally do believe that Caterpie is cuter than Weedle. Just because it looks like an actual caterpillar. Like it's based on like a real caterpillar. I know Chris is eyeing me down right now. I need to leave.
Can't do this to the boy on his episode.
I know. He is very cute as well, though, with the little like spike on his head. And
He certainly looks less threatening.
this is true. But I will say with the design, the Weedle make the Weedle again, capital T, capital W.
Respect him. That is the Weedle.
The design elements of Weedle fit very well as it evolves. Into Kakuna and then into Beedrill.
Yeah.
Like you can see how like the stinger still plays a role. And so I like that. I do think I like shiny Beedrill better than shiny Butterfree because shiny Beedrill is lime green.
I love shiny Beedrill so much.
So
Shiny Mega Beedrill.
I'd be curious if you like polled Pokemon fans who would win in a fight, Caterpie
or Weedle.
I think like in an actual fight, Weedle would probably win.
Because it can poison.
In a cuteness fight, that's up for debate. I don't know.
It's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
We know how you feel.
Yes. But speaking of Weedle, it's one of those Pokemon, like we alluded to this in the beginning, where it's like there are very specific Pokemon that have like fan bases. People love them. People draw them all the time. People like want them on their team, all that stuff. Weedle is not something that I expect people to be like super into. And we did do a Google image search just to be like, what's out there? There was like
I didn't see as much as you probably did.
well, there was a decent amount of fan art. But then there was like a bunch of like crocheted Weedles.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, wow. But I think part of that has to do with like people, there's a nostalgia factor to Kanto and Kanto Pokemon. So I think that plays a role
For sure.
in the love for Weedle. I think some people are just entitled to like love whatever Pokemon they want.
Oh, of course.
And some people, their favorite Pokemon might be Weedle. There was, and I mean, like, and we did kind of discuss this before the episode starts. There were some questionable images on there, and that's something that you have to remember with Pokemon. There will always be questionable, varying levels and ranges of questionable images
it's
when you
the
search
internet.
a Pokemon.
If you can imagine it, it's already
probably
out there.
exists. Yeah. But there was one. It was like a Weedle, like that had been like turned into almost like a My Little Pony style character. Don't you remember? I saw this. I wonder if I can find it again.
Oh, yeah. It was like a Moe Weedle kind of.
But it's like art. Like people that can draw are so funny because they will literally just draw whatever the fuck they want. I can't draw, so I would never do something like that. But I love the use of free will. Like, so good. Oh, some of these pictures are so cute. Okay, I might have to take back. I think Weedle is cuter than Caterpie. Caterpie is kind of scary, to be honest with you, because it does look like that real.
I mean, have you seen the real caterpillar? That it's.
Yes. Okay, I take it back. Weedle's cuter. Look at this one.
Yes. Look at him. I want that 3D printed and like hung somewhere.
Yes. So I take it back. I have sinned.
We did it.
Weedle is the cuter of the two. I'm going to show Chris a picture that is not appropriate to talk about.
Like my kind of guy.
but just think about its name and then you can infer. Anyways, I can't find that picture I saw. I might have hallucinated that.
No, you didn't. I definitely saw it
Okay,
too.
Chris saw it too. I'm not alone. So yeah, if you can imagine it, somebody on the internet has imagined it too, and they've drawn it.
And they've made it.
So that's me for my stuff, other than what I want to wrap up with. So we have. Do you have any more fun facts?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Chris has.
So you want to wrap with the?
I want to do fun facts, and then I want to wrap with. Then I want to talk about that. And then I want to wrap with my creativity, my creative poems and songs and stories that I had the help of AI to create because I think they're funny. So, Chris, back to you.
Yeah, so I'm really just going to probably rattle off some fun
Sure.
facts. Like for one, the Weedle has the lowest base stat total of all poison types.
Wow.
So like, it's base stats. The total number that rounds those HP, attack, defense, all that.
Yep.
That, and I think it's, and what would the website say? It was tied with Ghastly for lowest defense.
Okay.
It was tied with something else for lowest attack or something like that. I don't remember. But I just thought that was a fun little thing of all poison types.
That is a fun fact.
Weedle, poor guy. So until Pokemon Platinum, Weedle could not hurt steel types at all because the only offensive move it could learn was Poison Sting.
Oh,
It didn't learn Bug Bite until Platinum.
interesting.
And because that was the fact that I had started on, but then I through that learned Weedle is the only Pokemon that does not legitimately learn any normal type moves.
The only Pokemon.
At least the thing that I read.
Interesting, because most will know like tackle
Well,
or
the thing that I read,
pound or
I read
something like
Bulbapedia.
that.
Exactly. I would expect I would have thought Weedle would have had tackle, but I mean, if it's telling me that it couldn't harm steel
Yeah.
types, that would also mean no
Oh,
tackle.
that is super cool.
So that's just and that's really odd because I would think Weedle would have like something normal type, but I mean,
Just,
I
like
guess
throw its body into somebody.
if it couldn't
like,
hurt steel types until it got Bug Bite,
No, that
means
makes a
it
lot
never
of
got
sense.
Pound or Tackle.
Interesting.
Yeah, and of course, like it's not going to learn Harden until it evolves.
Right.
So yeah, and I'm thinking about it too. It's like, am I wrong? No, I don't think that's wrong.
That is the definition of
Maybe
a fun
people will
fact.
correct us though.
Hey, if somebody is listening to this and knows the answer and corrects us in the comments, I will be over the fucking moon. So correct us if
Give us
we're
that
wrong.
engagement.
Yes.
That's pretty much that for game information. And then there is a species of wasp that was named after Weedle.
No, really?
Yeah. I don't know if there's like another name for it.
Huh?
What is it? Stentorceps weedlei? Weedlei? It's literally Weedle with an I at the end.
That is that is
Yeah.
awesome.
And I looked at, well, there's a few like species name, like their scientific name is like something Charizard is a type of beetle.
Cool.
Or like there's something it's not Aerodactyl, but it's like close something.
Look at all these
Stuff like
nerds.
that. Yeah.
Friggin' nerds, bro. Pokemon nerds, science
so cool.
nerds. That's awesome.
Officially, pop culture has affected reality.
You know, that is like such an interesting thing to think about because it is literally a made up creature, made up name that has then inspired a scientist who likes the franchise enough, who finds
They had the pressure to name this creature.
finds a new real actual thing in the world, gets to name it,
Decides, hey, that reminds me of this.
and chooses to name it after a Pokemon is insane. That's awesome.
Because it does. It has a similar like cone.
Oh,
on the
that's
head.
cool. It's so fascinating. Like, I mean, and it's also like, hey, did the creator of this Pokemon like see this bug? Like, did they discover this bug?
They just didn't know it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then apart from that, it was because we have the other thing was Go's Beedrill. Go GOH in because I think the current series is Pokemon Journeys. I don't know. During Ash's like last main outing in the anime, he had a partner the whole time. Go. He was the one actually catching them all. For an anime called Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All, it's like Ash never caught them all. He's never going to catch them all. Gave away one and kept releasing them, trading them left, right, center. Go actually did like consistently catch something like I think at least one thing an episode.
Okay.
And was like going on. He caught a Suicune.
Damn.
According to the stuff I read, that one's roaming the world because Bulbapedia, they have a whole like when you look at a trainer, they'll have a whole segment of like on hand, given away, traded away,
cool,
released, stuff like that. And Go actually had a Beedrill that was prominent on his team for a bit. It's funny because he has caught separately a Weedle and a Kakuna, and then also caught a Beedrill.
He is a completionist.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Going for a living dex. But he caught a Beedrill that ended up being pretty prominent on the team, was a very aggressive personality, even like to the point of being combative with its trainer.
Okay.
And it actually had like a mini rivalry with Ash's Dragonite that he had in that series.
That's funny.
Yeah. As they were trying to cross a desert, it became like a race.
I need to watch the anime again. On my TikTok, I came across, it was like, stop scrolling and watch this full episode of Pokemon. And it was like one of the newer ones. And I was like, all right, I know what to do now. It was like, when we watch the movies too, it's a good reminder. It's like, this is like entertaining and so cool to see the Pokemon like actually interact in like a world.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So those are some fun facts.
Those are some fun facts. And I believe that was it besides the big thing.
Okay, cool. Here's the big thing.
Do we want to start on the big thing?
I do.
Because that was because didn't you have?
Do you want to do the big thing and then my ChatGPT stuff, or do you want to do my?
Oh, I thought you had
stuff?
a little bit more you wanted to.
Nope, that's
add in.
all.
Okay. Well,
This
cool.
is
Then we
all
can
about that.
move on to the cool big thing, which is that Giovanni, leader of Team Rocket in the manga, has a Beedrill as like his prominent ace Pokemon. Which, and I didn't look further into it. I maybe should have, but the things I was reading, it was saying how he would actively use his Beedrill apart from his specialty type. And that was like hyperlinked. I didn't click into it. But my presumption is it would be ground because that's what he was in Gen 1.
Yep.
But like, yeah, his ace pretty much was a Beedrill that he had caught as a Weedle as a very, very young trainer. And so it actually had, go figure, the Team Rocket leader has sentimental attachment
To a little tiny bug guy.
and to the little guy.
I love that.
It's really cool.
It humanizes him a little bit.
Yeah. It turns him into one of us.
Yeah.
He caught this thing. He's like, cool. And he just fixated on it for years into his adulthood as a horrible, evil crime boss.
It's so interesting. Like, so this was only in the manga.
Yes.
He never has a Beedrill in the anime.
As far as I'm aware.
That's sad. They should have like translated that over because
I would love to see I don't know if they'll do it. I'd love to see an anime adaptation of the manga.
So is this is it like which manga is it? Is it like the red and blue?
Like the original red manga. I mean, it goes further on. I don't really know how the Pokemon manga works, frankly, because it's gone through multiple different like arcs.
Right.
Because like what I was reading on Bulbapedia, it was telling me like it went all the way from red and blue arc to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire arc. Like he mega evolved that Beedrill.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, he loves that guy.
That's how much it was a thing.
Oh, I love that as a young boy, he finds this little caterpillar guy.
And even in his days as an evil
A psychopath.
adult.
he decides to keep this little guy that was his buddy when he was young and is now his evil companion.
Right-hand man, and he's using him to, it's a more appropriate way to put it, because basically the first panel I saw of him with that Beedrill was it was pointing its spear right at Red's neck.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the manga.
Dude. Okay, well, that's the perfect Pokemon for that. I like the idea of like him being young and innocent and finding this young and innocent like little Weedle, and then like him becoming more corrupted and then corrupting his Beedrill in turn.
It's like one of those things. It's like you see a wide shot of just this young boy with black hair in the Viridian Forest coming up to a little Weedle. It's like that TikTok thing of those who know, those who don't know.
Yep. That's cool. You know, I used to like, every once in a while I'll get like an itch to like buy a Pokemon manga because I used to read that when I was young and I have some at the house. But, and then I like think about like, that means I actually have to read. And I would rather watch the anime than read. So, but it's interesting to know how different it is. And like the kind of like level of violence almost is different because you can't really get away with that in the same.
And you remember what I told you about the Arbok, right?
No.
I don't remember the full context, but I do remember seeing an image of a Charmeleon slicing an Arbok in half.
Oh, in the manga?
In the manga.
Holy shit. That's crazy, bro. Dude, I kind of love that though.
I'm just to confirm.
Chris is going to confirm it. I believe you. That's wild. It's amazing what you can get away with in a book versus on TV.
Yeah. Oh, and the scenes I'm seeing. Oh, Lord.
Oh my God. I will not be putting this in the thumbnail. Okay, I'm scared. Let's see. Yo, you could actually see the inside of it.
And that is why I'm like, I'd love to see an anime adaptation of the manga, but it's never going to happen.
That is amazing. Dude, that's kind of sick. And over the top, but that's awesome. Dude, you know, I still haven't seen Detective Pikachu, but I think that was the one that is the most kind of like adult themed.
Probably the closest, yeah. Because with the whole like drug thing and the haze making the Pokemon go crazy. Gotta rewatch that one.
We're going to.
We have to. What am I talking about?
And I need to watch it for the first time. I think like.
Oh, I forgot you haven't even.
Never seen it once.
I'm so sorry. I haven't spoiled.
It's okay. That's
insane.
probably like the main like idea of
Yes.
the movie anyways. So that's crazy. I'm disturbed and a little excited.
You don't want to see the other image I found while looking for that.
Oh God. But now I want to watch.
Poliwhirl.
Was it cut open? Oh my God. Oh, it was stabbed.
Right in the center of the.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, now I do kind of want to read the manga. All right. Moving on.
Moving on to.
So
what is this? What is happening here?
So this was kind of just a last minute thing. I was like, you know, I want some more content. So I went on ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to write me a poem based on Weedle, to write me a haiku based on Weedle. Then I asked for a sad version of the haiku. And then I asked for a sad little song about Weedle. Then I asked for an inspiring little song about Weedle. And then the last two things I'm going to keep a secret until I read them, because those are the best. So,
Like Weedle smut.
oh God, not quite. I did not go so far as to ask ChatGPT to write me Weedle smut because
Thank
I
you.
think
I appreciate.
I think that would scar both of us
Our
and
viewers appreciate
anyone who is listening for life. So this first poem It's kind of long, but I think it's interesting, like what ChatGPT can like find from the internet about the Pokemon and like put it in here versus like there's probably like a little bit of an aspect of hallucination, like it's just like coming up with like things that it thinks are based on Weedle. But anyways, this is a poem. It called it Weedle's Journey. I didn't give it any edits, any details other than write me a poem about Weedle. So this is the poem.
So you didn't give it context for a Weedle?
Nope. So, but it knew.
Okay.
Beneath the leaves where shadows dance, a humble creature takes its stance. Weedle, small with a pointed nose, in the forest's heart it grows. Its body clad in earthy hue, with shining eyes of morning dew, a worm so slight, a life so frail, yet brave it ventures, blazed its trail. Upon its head a stinger gleams, a tiny knight of woodland dreams. No roar to boast, no wings to soar, yet steadfast strides from forest floor. Each leaf it nibbles, each step it takes, a promise of the change it makes. A cocoon awaits, a sleeping spell, to shatter soon and break its shell. From Weedle's crawl to Beedrill's flight, a tale of growth, of reaching height. So let us cheer for those unseen, the little ones with dreams serene.
I love that so much.
I'm actually like super impressed by that.
I want like an animated short, like the brave little Weedle.
The brave little Weedle that could.
It's just like a traveling montage through the forest,
Yes.
and it goes up a tree, becomes a Kakuna. And
Oh, if I was more like digitally artistic and like drawing capable, I would totally do that.
I would love to do something
Except
like that.
my artistic capabilities extend to like physical things. So anybody out there, if you heard my poem, animate us a show and we'll put it on our public access TV station.
There we go. I love that.
I enjoyed that. So then I was like, that's long. Give me a haiku. And so haiku number 1 is Weedle crawls softly through the forest's shaded path. Dreams of wings take flight. And I was like, okay, that's all right. I was like, now give me a sad one. This one is
Oh no.
Weedle in the rain. Drifting leaves, no place to hide. Storm sweeps dreams away. I think the Weedle died.
They didn't say that. We didn't see the body.
I didn't actually like when I was just trying to get this done before the podcast, so I didn't like actually fully like read that one and think about it a little bit, but I don't like what that implies.
Dreams swept away. No.
I don't like what that implies. But I was on a sad kick, so I'm like, okay, give me a sad little theme song. And so this is Little Weedle crawls alone through the woods, its quiet home, dreams of flight so far away, hoping for a brighter day. That one is a little less sad than the haiku.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that haiku for the rest of the day.
No.
Now I'm fucking sad. Okay, now I asked for an inspiring little song. Little Weedle, brave and true, through the woods, it sees it through. Dreams of wings will find their way, rising with the break of day. So I think out of all of those, the first poem is my favorite.
Yes, I love that.
And I actually, despite how sad it makes me, I like the sad haiku because of what it implies. And I'm so sorry, listeners.
Just how devastating that was. Very
I know.
short thing with such a big impact.
Right? I also didn't like check if those were actual, like the thing about that, like ChatGPT is like, I didn't like clap my hands and check the syllables. So I don't know if it's a real haiku or not, but close enough.
Because was it 575, right?
Something like that.
Was it
5, like 8. I don't remember. So these last two, I think you'll enjoy. I asked ChatGPT to write me a conspiracy theory about Weedle. So this first one is just, give me a conspiracy theory. And then the next one, so there's 2. the next one I asked it to give me a more unhinged conspiracy theory.
Oh no.
Are you ready?
I don't think I could ever be ready, but yes.
So this first one, it titled it The Weedle Conspiracy, The Forest Whisperers. Here we go. I'm excited.
Sounds like a creepypasta.
Yeah. Just wait for the next one. Okay. In the dense and shadowed forests of the Pokemon world, there's a whispered tale. Weedle isn't just a common bug Pokemon. It's part of a grand, interconnected network controlling the ecosystem in ways trainers can barely comprehend. Some theorists claim that Weedle and its evolved forms, Kakuna and Beedrill, act as nature's secret architects. These creatures are said to communicate through pheromones so complex that they effectively orchestrate the behaviors of other forest Pokemon. The placement of trees, the migration of species, and even the growth of berries may all be subtly influenced by these tiny forest overseers. Further adding to the mystery is the Weedle stinger. While most believe it to be a mere defensive weapon, some suggest it can emit a chemical signal that causes nearby Pokemon to behave erratically or follow specific patterns. Why would such a simple Pokemon need such an ability? The final piece of the puzzle lies in the unusually high number of Weedle in forested areas. Could they be scouts, silently observing humans and Pokemon alike, reporting back to a larger hive intelligence? And for what purpose? Whether you dismiss it as forest lore or embrace it as a chilling reality, one thing is clear. Weedle might be more than meets the eye.
Weedle's pulling the strings behind the shadow government.
What is this, Fox News?
InfoWars.
Oh my gosh. I enjoyed that.
I love that. Oh my God.
Like, where does it come up with this shit? Like, I'd be very curious to know, like, what is it pulling information from to be able to know about, like, it added in elements of Weedle, like the singer and stuff, the Beedrill, but then it's like, okay, it's a forest-based conspiracy theory. It's just like kind of complex.
Yeah.
And I
guess
like
the emitting pheromones thing is sort of like a way of like sort of communicating with the nature around to pull strings. And
so that was cool. But then
that bit at the end with the emitting the what emotional signal through
a chemical signal that causes nearby Pokemon to behave erratically or follow specific patterns.
Weedle's emitting 5G.
You better get your like RFID tags going here. Okay. But I was like, you know what? This isn't enough.
This is more unhinged.
I need a bigger conspiracy. So I said, give it to me unhinged. And this one is titled The Weedle Invasion, Earth's True Overlords. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter because I am.
Oh.
All right. Here we go. What if I told you Weedle isn't just a bug-type Pokemon? What if it's not even from this planet? Buckle up, because the truth is wilder than a pack of rampaging Tauros. Weedle, my friend, is the spearhead of an intergalactic invasion. Those tiny, unassuming bodies? Perfectly engineered biomachines sent by a higher alien intelligence to infiltrate ecosystems undetected. Their stingers aren't just for defense. They're actually nanotransmitters sending data back to a mothership cloaked in the night sky. Think about it. Why are there so many Weedle? No matter where you go, forests are teeming with them. And why do they evolve so fast? Kakuna isn't a cocoon. It's a pod, an alien chrysalis where their real bodies are restructured into Beedrill, the enforcers of their species. And those drills? Tools for terraforming. Still skeptical? Consider this. Weedle doesn't need to eat. Sure, it pretends to nibble on leaves, but that's just camouflage. In reality, it's absorbing ambient energy, slowly siphoning the planet's life force to fuel its true purpose, a planetary takeover. You thought they were harmless bugs, but wake up, trainer. Weedle's been Weedle's been here longer than humanity, and when their signal comes from their galactic overlords, they'll rise, and we'll all be trapped in their hive. The end.
Wake up, sheeple, the Weedle are coming. I love that so much.
So
I'm so glad you got it to go more unhinged.
thank you, ChatGPT. I wonder what's wrong with you for coming up with that, but I know you're pulling from.
What's wrong with you for not believing it?
I know you're pulling from sources on the internet, so that information's out there somewhere.
I love that so much.
So in case you thought Weedle was just a cute little tiny caterpillar bug, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, wake up, trainers.
Wake up, sheeple. This is real. They're turning the friggin' caterpies gay.
Their buddies, the Clefairy, are helping them cloak their ship.
Yes. So the funny thing about this is it's like, it's actually like, I'm not going to say believable. But there's enough like truth to, like, how do I explain this? I'm sounding like a Weedle truther here. Like,
I'm about to call the people in the big white van. Like, careful.
Like, it's not just like, oh, here's like a random conspiracy theory, like that doesn't make sense. It's like based in the forest and based in like, if it were to be true, I could believe that it is true.
Oh, the forest one?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe not the second one. The forest one, sure.
I mean, hey, the second one, it is correct that that's how caterpillars work. They create those cocoons, deconstruct their bodies, and reconstruct them.
This is true. But I also like the kind of like callback to the fact that, you know, in the anime, they evolve from Kakuna into Beedrill super fast. And then in the second conspiracy theory, they're like, ever wondered why they evolve so fast?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, you know, maybe it's not too far off.
Oh, that was so fun.
I enjoyed that. I think, you know, we've talked a little bit about like maybe again in the future, like incorporating this kind of like back into it. Like, I think, you know, it's tough because it's like, it's not like we're going to have episode 299 and then we can talk about Pokemon number 299.
Right.
Like, I wonder if we could like take like, okay, episode 15, let's talk about Pokemon 150. Or like, you know.
Yeah, we could do something like
take
that. The number and extrapolate it.
Or we could
depending
like.
on the day that we do it.
Exactly.
Or the time of year that we're doing it.
Yep. So I think that that's fun. And I think keeping up with that theme would be awesome.
I really like that. Especially for like more of a dead time when there's not so much stuff going on, or a specific, like if we don't have a movie review coming, we're between some exciting episodes and we want to like, you know, lull off from the like big stuff, but also still have, you know, a discussion topic for.
Exactly. I think that was a fun little test run to do that with Weedle.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. Got way more out of that than I was expecting.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, like it's been, what time is it even? We've been going for almost an hour and a half. And so I think we started the Weedle conversation around the 40-minute mark. So that was a lot of Weedle content. I'm very pleased with that. What did we talk about potentially trying to do episodes of? We will definitely be doing more movie reviews.
Yep, we still got more movie reviews in the pipeline. We want to do.
We already know what we're doing for April Fools, but you don't get to know about that.
Doing for April Fools. We still want to do another card episode.
Another card episode. Would love to get our Switch or our phone hooked
get like
up.
some of that capture card stuff figured out.
So we've got some cool stuff down the line. Yeah, we'll have to do some research into that and talk to our coworkers, see how we can make that work. But I think we definitely can. But anyways, I had fun this episode. I hope you viewers enjoyed. I do have a little special thing that I'm going to put in, a special video that I'm going to edit and put in. I don't know where in the podcast it's going to go. So it'll either be in the middle, it might be at the end, whatever. You might have already seen it by now. So Chris has no idea.
It's great because I have no idea what this is. I'm looking forward to seeing it when I QC this episode.
Yes. So I'm going to play around and have some fun with it because why not? It's my Friday. I have the day off tomorrow. So, anyways, thank you so much for listening to episode number 13 of Team Yap, the Pokémon podcast. This was the Weedle episode, capital T, capital W. And I have been your co-host, Emily Brewer.
I've been your co-host, Chris Lavalette.
Thank you so much for listening. What do I say? I thought you say the thing.
You said the thing. You said
No,
thanks for listening. I say thanks for listening.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I thought you said like, we'll catch you next time or something.
I did say that at one point.
Okay,
I
now
said
you
that
say-
once.
Okay, now say it again.
No, we're going to have to cut this. Right?
No, I'm not cutting it.
Okay, well, we'll catch you next time. We're professionals.
We are.
And his name is
Weedle.
ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
mission failed. We'll get them next time.